if you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Javier.
Hi, I'm Marina.
And hello, I'm Alexis, and I'm going to be talking about differential reinforcement. So I would like for you guys to imagine you're at the grocery store and your child is screaming for candy. So you give in just to keep the peace, but now next week when you go grocery shopping, they're screaming even louder. This is because they have learned that works as communication. So now imagine teaching them a way to gradually communicate or gradually replace the tantrums with communication. That would be the power of differential reinforcement. Today I'm going to be explaining what differential reinforcement is and why it is a more effective behavior strategy than punishment. After 6 years of working in behavioral therapy, I've had the opportunity to see differential reinforcement promote long-term positive behaviors. First, I'll talk about what differential reinforcement is and the main types. So National University in 2023 explains that differential reinforcement at its core is decreasing or removing the reinforcement to undesired behaviors and providing reinforcement only when the appropriate behaviors are used. There's a few ways we're going to do that, and I'll follow the same scenario as before. First, we have differential reinforcement of other behavior. With DRO in this scenario, we would give the child candy every 5 minutes they are not screaming. Then we have differential reinforcement of an incompatible behavior. With DRI, we would give them candy when they're engaging in a behavior that can't happen at the same time as screaming, such as humming. And then we have differential reinforcement of alternative behavior. So this is going to be the best fit for the scenario because we will only provide reinforcement when they're using an alternative behavior, which in our case could be polite asking, and then no longer provide them candy whenever they are screaming. So you might be asking, does this work? So differential reinforcement is not just for children wanting candy at the grocery store. It's a tool that can be used across several settings with various behaviors. The BACB in 2022 explains that differential reinforcement teaches new skills by showing children which ones are appropriate and socially appropriate and effective. Atkins and Vollmer in 2010 conducted an experiment using DRA with 7 children where their behaviors were pretty severe aggression and disruptions, and even more than that. So researchers found that implementing DRA not only significantly reduced the problem behaviors, like the aggression, but they also, the appropriate behaviors that were taught in their place were able to be maintained even months after the experiment. And finally, I would like to discuss why it's necessary to use differential reinforcement over typical punishment procedures. So Zarbach in 2015 conducted a study measuring children's happiness when parents use differential reinforcement over a period of time in their homes. The study found an increase in both parent satisfaction and the child's happiness, in addition to the decrease of the problem behaviors. Glitzkman in 2019 cites a longitudinal study that suggests punishment, specifically physical discipline, does not improve behavior and can lead to long-lasting problems with academics, behavioral, and emotional issues. So this is actually because punishment that we use, we're not teaching the children any skills. We're only teaching them what not to do. So as we've seen, differential reinforcement is not just a behavior strategy, it is a way to teach children skills that serve them. First, we've learned what differential reinforcement is, the main types, and then I shared some evidence from research showing that differential reinforcement will decrease problem behavior and appropriate behaviors will increase. So finally, then I explained how punishment not only fails to teach, but it can cause long-term effects. Every time we choose reinforcement over punishment, we are choosing to teach, to encourage, and to build relationships with our children. As professionals and parents, we have the opportunity to shape behaviors in positive ways. So the next time you're at the store and you're facing a tantrum, just remember it's not about stopping the behavior in the moment, It's about teaching. So that is the lasting power of differential reinforcement. Thank you, and if you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them.
No, doesn't this sound.
Great, thank you guys.